views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Do you want to release your stress and feel better quickly and easily? Do you want to let go of the anxiety, the worry, fears, depression, anger, guilt, shame, and even physical pain that interferes with your daily happiness? Do you want to be able to relax more, be more confident, enjoy more peace and emotional freedom in your life? Do you want to be more successful or have better relationships at home, work, or socially? If so, then it's time to listen to Stress Buster Radio. Here we go with your host, Dave Dodge.
Hey, how are you? Welcome, everybody. I'm very excited to be here, and that's actually the first time I heard the intro connected with the actual show. And I've got a little story to talk about with the intro and the outro, the ending music also. But I just want to welcome you all to Stress Buster Radio. I'm Dave Dodge. This is Transformation Talk Radio. Again, I'm really excited to be here. Hopefully, you're excited to be a part of it, and if not, by the end of the show, you're probably going to raise your excitement level for sure. Okay, got some good stuff for you today. Going to be talking about why stress is in the eye of the beholder, and some of it might surprise you, and some of it might. What if I said that if you really listened to what was going on in this show, particularly the second segment and after, that it could change your life, okay? And I'm going to tell you that it changed my life, not only the methods that I use, but this particular little trick that I'm going to show you in the next segment after the commercial. Anyway, big anticipation there, huh? Okay. All right, what I wanted to tell you about the music piece. I actually got to choose what music I wanted to have as in the background of the announcements. And I thought it was very interesting. I really liked the music, although I'm not sure how much you guys heard the music. I heard the voiceover for sure. Music was kind of in the background. So maybe we can, it's kind of exciting. It's good music to get you going. And that's why I chose it. And later I found out that it was called, the name of it was called Aspiration. And so I said, wow, that's pretty cool. So I looked up the definition of aspiration, and it means, a hope or ambition of achieving something. And so I said, wow, that's pretty cool, because that fits into the show really cool. Really good in the sense that I certainly aspire to bring you new hope of being able to let go of your anxiety, your worry, your fear, your anger, guilt, shame, etc. And I would imagine that you're tuning in because you're hoping that you can achieve the same thing, to be able to release your stress, whatever form it takes. So it looks like we're both in this together. And the other thing that is extremely doubly cool is that the outro music, the music that they play at the end of the show, I kind of changed that music midstream, and I just got that in the last week or so because I liked it better than the other one I had. But when I went to look at the name of the music piece, it was called Let It Go. Oh, my God. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing, is letting it go. So letting it all go. And so I thought we're in sync somehow, synchronicity. Universe is helping us out. We're going to be helping each other out. We're going to be aspiring to accomplish different things that we're both going to be able to give to each other. So very cool indeed. And here we are at Transformation Talk Radio. Transformation. It's a great name to begin with, but what does transformation mean in relation to this show? We're going to be helping you to transform into more of your real self, your true self, your happier, freer, more confident self. We get all that buried under the negative conditioning we get from our upbringings. And so in order to fit into the tribe, sometimes we have to lose the good pieces of ourselves in order to fit in. And this is not a show about blaming anybody. I've done that for far too long in my own life, and I'm here to testify. It doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't work. It's just a delay in our own taking responsibility for our screwed upness. There we go. I'm going to say it right out. I'm going to say that we're all screwed up. Some of us are more screwed up than others. Some of us are screwed up in different areas than others, but we all have insecurities in different parts of our life. Okay. And even the CEO, who has thousands of people working under him and does a great job and has very little stress doing that, if you can imagine that. But I actually read an article where that's why they do so well, is they don't feel the stress. But they could be totally, successful in their professional life, but in their home life is where it's really going to show up. In their relationships is where our dysfunction shows up the most, and the most of all is going to be with our significant others, our boyfriends, girlfriends, wives, husbands, because they get to know us best. They get to know our insecurities best. And that comes after the honeymoon period, when we think that everything's going to be beautiful and wonderful, but eventually it breaks down until we start seeing each other's insecurities and we start freaking out a little bit. Anyway, that's for later. I want to take a moment for a bit of gratitude, not only for, the big thing for me is thank you for calling me up, Shelley, and inviting me to come on to Transformation Talk Radio. I'm sure Dr. Pat and everybody else knew about it, and thank you, Dr. Pat, as well, and Linda, Jessica, Kim, everybody. Alex actually is here with us today. He's my producer today, so thank you all for being a part of my journey here. It's very touching to me that I'm here, and I'm very excited about being able to impart what I've learned over the years with everybody else. I want to give a special acknowledgement of appreciation to Dr. Pat, actually, for being so supportive and gracious in my interview with her a couple of weeks ago. I can see why she gets all those testimonials. She's very good at what she does, and everybody knows that. So it's really good. And thank you all for inviting me here. I'm very happy to be here. Okay. So what I want to do is I did it a little bit. I don't know if you heard the interview with Dr. Pat yet, or if you're going to go back, but I'm going to introduce myself in case you haven't. And as a matter of fact, I just want to thank everybody that's here, not only those people that are here live, but those people also that are going to be joining us later when they have the time set aside that they can, thoroughly enjoy this. So introducing myself, I'm going to repeat myself a little bit in relation to the Dr. Pat show, but I wanted to tell you a little bit who I am and how I got here. Main reason why I got here is because I got screwed up as a kid, like everybody else. I got screwed up mentally and emotionally as a kid because of what we're going to later learn about my adverse childhood experiences. Again, not about blame. It's all about identifying and dealing with and then moving on to a happier place. So I got screwed up, and I got so screwed up that when I actually got very angry, a lot of things were happening to me. I talk about pieces of me not being allowed. I wasn't allowed, number one, to have my intelligence. You might have heard this story a little bit on the Dr. Pat show, and you'll hear about that later because that's a beautiful example of what's going on. So anyway, I got screwed up when I was a kid. I got very angry, wasn't allowed to express myself, wasn't allowed to express my intelligence. Thought I was stupid for decades, and I'll tell you the story at some point. I had three parents, mother, father, stepfather, all emotionally immature and insecure. Yelling, screaming was the mode of communication, throwing things once in a while to mix it up. when I was 25 years old and I left the house, that's when the anger really started coming out, and I couldn't suppress it anymore. So I went into talk therapy for 10 out of 15 years with 3 different therapists. I walked out of those 10 years having just as much anger and rage as I had when I walked in, because you really don't get to work on that stuff because it's so deeply held. And so I got to talk to somebody. I got to relieve that part of me. I couldn't talk to anybody else about that kind of stuff. But eventually it just had no power anymore. And so I started looking for these other methods, and I started finding methods, and pretty much one right after the other. Finding those methods, learning them. At the same time, I actually became a social worker therapist and was able to get some real professional methods that were being introduced at the time. And so I'm going to be able to share those with you, and I'm going to do it in a very cool, calm manner. We're not going to work on any major issues. If you were sexually abused or physically abused, that's not going to be the stuff that we're going to be working on the radio station. I do have a number of websites that I'm going to tell you about. And any website you're going to be able to get in touch with me. And if you want to have private sessions with me, you can, in order to release your stress. And I'll get to that later. Okay, so I'm getting already that it's time for a break. So, Alex, I guess, why don't you take it away? And I will see everybody when we come back.
To relax more, feel happier, and be more confident? Do you want to have more success in your life? Dave Dodge has some easy, effective methods to help you release your anxiety, worry, fear, depression, and even physical pain. Tune in to Stress Buster Radio with Dave Dodge every second Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. For more information on how Dave can help you release your stress, visit StressBusterRadio.com. Skype and phone sessions are available.
Beyond being this amazing neurologist, inventor, author, Dr. Dan Cohen has been called to look at technology and look at personal and spiritual development and merge these together. His technology uses the healing and psychospiritual effects of synchronized sounds, vibrations, electromagnetic fields, and how that interacts with us in our nervous system in what we're calling the Soul Tech Chair.
The Soul Tech Lounge induces profound levels of relaxation that transition over time into deep meditative states. The synchronized sound, vibration, and magnetic field induce these states. The subject doesn't have to work at it.
To learn more, go to SoulTechWellbeing.com. That's SOLTEC Wellbeing.
Are you feeling stagnant or blocked in your love life, career, health, or finances? Experiencing difficulty focusing or setting and achieving goals? Tune in to Spiritual Diagnostics Radio with psychic visionary healers Carol Dorian and Suzanne Evans. Discover the cause and effect of unwanted patterns in life. Tune in every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information, visit spiritualdeed.com.
How would you like to release your stress and let go of your anxiety, fear, depression, or even physical pain? How would you like to feel more relaxed, more confident, and experience more success in all areas of your life? Dave Dodge from Stress Buster Radio has a number of cutting-edge methods that will help you do just that. For more information on how Dave can help you release stress, visit StressBusterRadio.com. Skype and phone sessions available.
Did you know that all of the shows on the Transformation Radio Network are available as podcasts to stream or download?
Really?
Check us out. go to transformationradio.fm. We have business shows, spiritual shows, energy healing shows, and pretty much everything in between. Something for everyone, guaranteed to inspire, educate, and transform. We are transforming the world, one listener at a time.
All right. Welcome back. I can't believe that was already a segment. Technically, it was supposed to be 15 minutes, but technically it's not. Technically, it's 12 minutes because of the commercial breaks. So I had more that I wanted to say in that first segment, but again, my first time out, so I just don't have to cram so much information in. I do want to get to the next segment, which is going to change your life for the better if you let it, okay? And then we're going to hopefully get to the Sedona method. It's going to be something I'm going to show you how to do in the next couple of segments. We'll see how far we get, okay? So why do I say that stress is in the eye of the beholder? What is stress? What is it? Where does it come from? What creates it? We all have an idea of what stress is about. We know the physical thing is we can get tired, overwhelmed, anxious, fearful, but we don't have a clear idea what it is, kind of thing. One person could do really well on the math test, and another person could be freaking out and stressed out and whatever, but it has to do well. So anyway, I don't want to give you the answer right away, but most people think of stress as something that comes from outside of us, okay, from the environment somehow. We say things like school is stressing me out, my parents are stressing me out, my boss is stressing me out, my job is stressing me out, et cetera, okay? And if only that thing would change to be less stressful, then I wouldn't be so stressed, okay? So is that true? In reality, it is the opposite, okay? So you get on that one. No, it's not true. It's actually an inside job. And what I mean by that is the definition of stress, great definition of stress that I found, created by Richard Lazarus, a psychologist back in the 60s. Stress is a condition or feeling experienced when a person perceives that the demands of a particular situation exceed the personal or social resources that individual is about to mobilize. So kind of very but heady but very succinct definition, okay? It's when the demands of a particular situation exceed the personal and social resources that individual is able to mobilize. So in essence, stress occurs whenever we think that we don't have what it takes to meet the requirements of something that's being asked of us, when our insecurities about being able to handle certain situations come up and interfere with us accomplishing some task. Okay, so it's all about our negative thoughts about ourselves and our abilities that creates our stress. Okay, this is going to be very important because it's going to be very important because it changes the focus, or what they call the locus of control, from external to internal. External locus of control is what we talked about, where we give more credence to things outside of us controlling our life than taking over control of our lives from within. Internal locus of control is the acknowledgement, in this case, that my insecurities are the source of my being and feeling stressed. And the way to get out of that is to take control. So it's about number one, acknowledging that we're all screwed up, okay? And it's okay to be screwed up because it's normal to be screwed up. You're just like everybody else. You're screwed up. So what? Okay? It's about not defending that so strongly anymore, because the more you defend it, the less you're going to be able to get out of it. The more you defend it, our defense mechanisms are there to help us out, and they do, but they're just convince us that whatever's going on is okay. And it's not okay if you're getting so stressed out, because we're going to find out how much stress affects us mentally, emotionally, financially, physically, It causes illness and disease. It causes chronic stress, causes early death. Come on, okay? So you don't have to be a statistic, but you got to learn how to deal with your stress, and you got to learn how to release it. So that's what we're here all about, okay? So one of the main things that I want you to get out of this today is I'm going to talk about the finger of blame, okay? It's not a cutting-edge method, but in some senses it is, because if you get it, you could practice it like I did, and it did change my life. I used to blame all the time because it was tougher for me to take responsibility of it. I used to be angry and blame my parents for such a lousy childhood because I didn't want to take responsibility for the sadness that I felt underneath that. But as soon as I started feeling the sadness underneath that, I started getting better. Okay, so this finger of blame was going on for decades with me, which is sad to say, but I finally got it. Okay, so I want you to put your finger out as if you're pointing at somebody or something, a situation, blaming that person metaphorically. And then you're going to see that your thumb goes up a little bit, and you're going to have three fingers coming back at you. Okay, so that's exactly what I want you to get, is when you're pointing the finger at blame at somebody, when you're blaming somebody else, it's really about you. There's something going on with you. There's an insecurity that's going on. If you say this guy's a jerk or blah, 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 a whole bunch of explicatives, it's going to be that you feel bad about yourself, believe it or not. And if you don't want to believe it and you don't want to hear it, that's okay. That's going to be on you. But if you let yourself listen to this and hear this, it's going to give you a roadmap as to how to get better, okay? First time I did it was in well, I'm not even going to get into that because time is short. I will get into it at some point. And I'll give you some examples of what I'm talking about in relation to me. But that is an incredibly powerful thing to do. And if you do it, if you get in the practice, the habit of doing it, every time you get angry at a fellow motorist or somebody walking down the street or somebody that looks weird, on the other side of the street, whatever, or your boss or your parents or whatever, think about what those three fingers back at you is going to be all about. It's going to be about your insecurity on some level, about you not being good enough, you not being smart enough, you not being successful enough, whatever it is, that it's going to come back at you. And so when you learn what those things are, we don't realize that all those negative things are just conditioning that was given to us when we were kids from those adverse childhood experiences, which we're going to talk about at some point. But actually, if you go to my website on stressbusterradio.com, on the website, you'll see a button for the Stress Buster Radio Show. Click on that, and then you'll see information and handouts. Click on that. You'll see today's show. There's going to be three different things you can click on for different information about what the process we're going to be doing about the adverse childhood experiences, which is going to be important for you to learn about, because I've been spending years trying to get people to understand that the reason why they're screwed up now is because they got screwed up as a kid. People don't want to believe that because they want to believe that they came from a super happy family and all that kind of deal. And yes, there were great things about that family, but there were also things that screwed us up in a negative way. And it's not because your parents didn't love you, and it's not because your parents didn't care or whatever. They may not have, and they did whatever, however much they knew at the time. They did the best for you, whatever they knew at the time, even though it might have seemed harsh. That was the best that they knew how to do. So it's not about blaming that. The more we get into the blame, the more we're going to be distracted from our own, taking responsibility for our own insecurities. Okay. So I'm getting, I actually got to say something that time, but I have 3 minutes to the next break. Okay. Don't have to share that with you, but it's my first time, like we said. Okay. Okay. When I got that finger of blame thing and I started practicing it on a regular basis, I got a treatment plan for my screwed upness. Okay. And so as I learned these methods, I started working on those insecurities. And again, I'm saying those insecurities are given to us because of our childhood experience, negative childhood experiences. And so they're not real. Believe it or not, they're not real. And I know you feel that they're a part of you, and they are right now, but they can be let go because they're not part of your real self, your true self, your authentic self, et cetera, et cetera. And that's what we're going to dig out with all these different methods. So, all right. So part of the thing is I was going to talk a little about your stress signature. Your stress signature is about it's your own unique set of insecurities, and everybody's different because we all have our own unique set of insecurities. Some people may be insecure because of this situation or that thing or the, and we're all going to be different. So that's our individual stress signature. And the more intense your stress signature, it's just going to mean the more adverse childhood experiences you had when you were a kid. Okay, so it's going to be very important for you to look up adverse childhood experiences, and I wish that I had more time to talk about it today. It talks about there's this study. It's been going on since the middle of the 90s. Okay, and it's a study of the employees, 17,000 employees of Kaiser Permanente, and the study was started because these the people who started, they were seeing that people were given really good advice to lose weight, but they weren't losing the weight and all that kind of stuff, and they wondered why that was all happening, and so out of it came this study. And it turns out that it's because of the adverse childhood experiences that overweight is an issue. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of what I call faces of stress. So there's anxiety, there's depression, there's there's anxiety, worry, fear, depression, anger, guilt, shame, all those things, and all those things that come around it. They're all they're all a result of they're all stress, different forms of stress, and they all come from our adverse childhood experiences. You're going to get the medical model coming in and saying, well, no, it's all about heredity. It's all about the gene, da-da-da. We're going to talk about that too. It's not all about heredity. It's not all about gene. I'm not discounting that part of it, but it certainly is not. That's a piece of it, but that certainly is not the whole deal. Okay? All right. So I'm getting the nod. I got to go. But I just want to let you know that there's 10 main adverse childhood experiences that they're measuring in this study. Physical, sexual, verbal abuse, physical and emotional neglect, whether a family member was depressed or diagnosed with another mental illness, whether that family member was addicted to alcohol or another substance, or in prison, if you witnessed your mother getting abused, and if you lost a parent to separation, divorce, or other reasons. So okay. And so, Alex, go ahead. Take it away.
Get ready to experience Truth Talk Radio with host Deb Acker. Tune in to Truth Talk Radio each Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com to illuminate the truth in your daily life as you experience life, love, and abundance from a whole new perspective. This hit show will leave you feeling lighter and bring you into a place of infinite possibilities every day in every way. Visit TruthTalkRadioshow.com for upcoming transformative topics and guests.
Do you want to relax more, feel happier, and be more confident? Do you want to have more success in your life? Dave Dodge has some easy, effective methods to help you release your anxiety, worry, fear, depression, and even physical pain. Tune in to Stress Buster Radio with Dave Dodge every second Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. For more information on how Dave can help you release your stress, visit StressBusterRadio.com. Skype and phone sessions are available.
Wow. Hey, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. This is Talk Radio to Thrive By. I'm telling you, I got to pinch myself some days because when each of us gets called to do something that we so not thought was in our wheelhouse to do for a purpose that's so much greater than us, we get to show up and shine.
If you would like to show up and shine on the Dr. Pat Show as a co-host or sponsor, send us an email to inspire@thedrpatshow.com.
Are you ready to stop stress, anxiety, and low self-esteem from running your life? Join award-winning author Dr. Friedemann Schaub for Empowerment Radio and learn breakthrough solutions to switch out of survival mode and approach every day with great ease, joy, and purpose. Tune in the first and third Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific to Empowerment Radio with host Dr. Friedemann Schaub on Transformation Talk Radio. Visit thefearandanxietysolution.com to learn more.
How would you like to release your stress and let go of your anxiety, fear, depression, or even physical pain? How would you like to feel more relaxed, more confident, and experience more success in all areas of your life? Dave Dodge from Stress Buster Radio has a number of cutting-edge methods that will help you do just that. For more information on how Dave can help you release stress, visit StressBusterRadio.com. Skype and phone sessions available.
Are you ready for a game changer? Sarah Westall is bringing you Business Game Changers Radio. Sarah brings you leading experts, visionaries, and newsmakers who provide the best commentary on big issues and cutting-edge innovations. Sarah's 20 years as a business executive will help you think like an entrepreneur with expertise, energy, and attitude. Tune into Business Game Changers Mondays at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Okay, we're back, and I tell you, I thought I was going to get a lot more information in, and I thought I was going to start the Sedona method right now, but what we're going to do a few seconds, I just need to talk a few seconds about the behavior equation, what causes our behaviors, okay? And this is according to cognitive behavioral therapy, which has been the therapy of, the last 30, 40 years kind of deal, if not longer. So it says our thoughts, our perceptions, our beliefs equal our feelings, equal our behaviors. All positive thoughts, perceptions, beliefs come from positive experiences, and all negative thoughts, perceptions, and beliefs come from negative experiences. So your thoughts, perceptions, and beliefs equal your reality. And so what I want to tell you is that if you have these adverse, and everybody has the adverse childhood experiences, one thing about that study is that I want you to also know that it was like 17,000 Kaiser Permanente. It is 17,000 Kaiser Permanente employees who are going to be in the study until they pass, which is kind of interesting. But and also what I want you to know is that those employees are from middle class, upper middle class, they're middle class, upper middle class people. So there might be some of us who would expect that would happen from a lower class kind of situation. And it does, because there's more adverse childhood experiences in that situation. But the interesting thing is all this really cool information about how those negative experiences affect the rest of our life are taken from, middle class, upper class. So upper middle class. So it happens to all of us, and it's just more proof that we're all screwed up. Okay, so and what I wanted to tell you about the behavioral equation. So it's so if we start off with negative beliefs, thoughts, and perceptions, which are going to come from trauma. That's what causes the negative thoughts, perceptions, and belief is trauma. So then from that, we're going to get negative feelings, going to get negative behaviors, dysfunctional negative behaviors. That's going to be, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, because that trauma gets locked in until it gets released. Okay, so it's going to be important. Ooh, what a lead-in that is. Okay, so what we're going to do, and so all the methods that I'm going to be showing you are going to be releasing that trauma, and with it are going to be going some of those negative thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, feelings, and negative behaviors kind of thing. Okay, so what I want you to start thinking about now, and I'm going to calm down a little bit because this needs to, if you're driving, it's going to be very important for you to pull over if you want to do this now, or just wait until it gets recorded, and you can go to my Transformation Talk radio page and just download it from there. Driving is a no-no when you're doing any of these things, or doing something that's taken away your focus or attention. It's not a good thing, okay? So I'm just going to tell you briefly what is the Sedona method. I'm going to tell you, it was created by Lester Levinson back in the 70s, believe it or not. And most of you, I know, do not know this because it's not a household word at all. But it's an incredibly quick, easy, and effective method. Lester has since left, gone. But the tradition is carried over by Hal Dorskin and others. Okay. Again, if you look up on stressbusterradio.com, you're going to get information about the Sedona method, where to go to get the information about the Sedona method. Okay. All right. So Hal describes it. The definition is a simple, powerful, easy way to learn and easy to duplicate technique that shows you how to let go of uncomfortable feelings in the moment. Simple, but true. Okay. And Hal, I just want to say this one last thing. Hal uses a very good example as to what it's all about here. And he says, okay, he gives the example, pick up a pencil and notice that you're holding on to it. Now let it go. See how easy it goes when you make the decision to let it go. Okay? So he equates feelings to that pencil. And you're going to say, oh, come on, what are you talking about? But it is going to be, you're not going to let everything go all at once. We're going to go through this a number of times. But you're going to see that whatever you're working on is going to reduce. Okay? And the more you work on it, the more you're going to release it. So, okay, I want you to get quiet. Get comfortable. And with me going 100 miles an hour kind of thing, it might take you a little while to get quiet, but do the best you can. And take a couple of deep breaths. Breathe in very slowly. Hold it for a second at the end, and then let it out. Do that a couple of times. And then I want you to start thinking of an issue or a feeling that you would rather not have and you want to release. Okay? And so this can be about anything. This is a tough kind of time because it's the upcoming holidays to begin with, the election results that a lot of people are going to be disappointed with, problems at home or work, etc. Whatever comes to mind for you. All right, so pick something and choose, and whatever you choose, start to focus on that. And you're going to answer the following questions as you choose that, as you focus on that. First question is going to be, can you welcome this feeling into your awareness? Meaning, whatever welcome means to you, let it come to you. Let it come into your awareness. Usually when we have these feelings, we try to stuff them, push them down, push them away. See if you can welcome this feeling into your awareness. And could you also welcome whatever sensations, sounds, and pictures that arise within the energy of that feeling or situation you're working with? And then, as best as you can, could you let go of that feeling or situation? And you may say no, and that's okay. But whatever itty bit that you might be able to let go, just let yourself let go. If you say, well, I'm not sure, you're already starting to let go. That's okay. It's about releasing. Next question is, would you let go of this feeling or situation? And then when? And we're going to do it a number of times because the more you do it, it usually gets peeled off in layers. So the more that we do it, the more you're able to release. Here we go. Can you welcome this feeling into your awareness? And could you welcome whatever sensations, sounds, and pictures that arise within the energy of that feeling you're working with? And then, as best as you can, could you let it go? Would you let it go? And when? And we're going to do it one more time. Unfortunately, we have another break coming up. Okay, can you welcome this feeling into your awareness? And could you also welcome whatever sensations, sounds, and pictures that arise within the energy of that feeling you're working with? And then, as best you can, once again, could you let go of this feeling? Would you let go of this feeling? And when? And so what I want you to do during the break, I want you to do the best you can. If you remember the questions, you can ask yourself the questions. Can you welcome this feeling into your awareness? Could you let it go? Would you let it go? And when? And just keep working on that. And when we come back from break, we'll check in and see how things are going. I think what I'm going to do also is have allow a couple people to call in to see what kind of experience they had with this. So I'm going to give out the number. I hate to interrupt your silence and your work, but the number is going to be 800-930-2819 if you want to call in and ask any question or give me some kind of feedback. I don't usually work in the dark like this. Even if I'm working on a telephone with somebody, I get to get their responses. So if you want to call in, give me a call. Let me know what's going on. Okay, and that's going to be at we're going to take the calls 5-10 minutes into the next segment. Okay, all right, Alex, take it away.
Transformation Talk Radio is dedicated to the education and awareness of Lyme disease.
Welcome to Lyme Talk Radio. I'm Dr. Pat Basile, the host of the Dr. Pat Show, and I am so thrilled that we've created this venue for all of you out there.
Dr. Pat Basile will be bringing the most innovative, groundbreaking information, research, treatment innovations, and stories from those it affects every day.
What we have heard is that you want to ensure for us that we keep positive, holistic, uplifting, transformative talk radio on the air. We're excited to bring you the contemporary conversations about Lyme disease.
We promise not to let the light fade on Lyme.
So fasten your seat belts. We've got lots more to share with you in the weeks to come.
Tune into Lyme Talk Radio with Dr. Pat and help keep our mission strong on transformationtalkradio.com.
Do you want to relax more, feel happier, and be more confident? Do you want to have more success in your life? Dave Dodge has some easy, effective methods to help you release your anxiety, worry, fear, depression, and even physical pain. Tune in to Stress Buster Radio with Dave Dodge every second Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. For more information on how Dave can help you release your stress, visit StressBusterRadio.com. Skype and phone sessions are available.
Brand consultant Jen Morgan is here with Radically Distinct Radio to help you take control of your future and maximize your brand's power to produce results. Whether you're an individual trying to reinvent yourself and launch a new venture, or you're an executive trying to reposition your company to modernize your sales and marketing programs, Jen Morgan and the RAD method empower you to play to your strengths and show up in the world as your most powerful brand. To learn more, go to jenmorgan.com. That's Jen with 2 N's, Morgan.com, or call 206-972-5366.
What is a brilliant culture? And how do we create them? Why are they important? Claudette Rowley has created a breakthrough 5-step process to help you design a culture that is authentic, innovative, and successful. Learn how to create change with Cultural Brilliance Radio, the DNA of organizational excellence, and Claudette Rowley. To learn more or work with Claudette, visit ClaudetteRowley.com.
How would you like to release your stress and let go of your anxiety, fear, depression, or even physical pain? How would you like to feel more relaxed, more confident, and experience more success in all areas of your life? Dave Dodge from StressBuster Radio has a number of cutting-edge methods that will help you do just that. For more information on how Dave can help you release stress, visit StressBusterRadio.com. Skype and phone sessions available.
Okay, there you go. I actually just heard my commercial on there, so that's kind of interesting. Okay, I'm very sorry that this is my first show, and I live and learn. And next show is certainly going to have a better ratio of how much time we spend with the method. Didn't realize that it was going to go so fast, that I had way too much information to present and all that kind of stuff in my first show. So without further delay, I want to. We've only got about 10 minutes left, so anybody who's going to call in, if you want to call in, and if you don't, fine. We're just going to continue doing the method until the end of the show, the end of the 10 minutes. You can go to StressBuster.com, go to the StressBuster Radio, and you will find information handouts. You're going to find the questions that we're talking about here. On a handout, you're going to get directed to the Sedona method itself, the website, and you can find out further information. You can call me on any of my numbers on any of my websites. You can call me. You can contact me by email and ask further questions if you wish. So anyway, so if you want to give any feedback as to how this method is working for you, give me a call. If not, we're going to continue doing the same thing. Okay, so now you can use the same issue or feeling that you were working on prior to the break, or you can choose a different one. And if you've gotten enough relief on the first one, then you can choose a different one just to get a different kind of feel for it. But we're going to do the same thing. Okay? I want you to think about what you're thinking about, what you're feeling. Can you welcome this feeling or situation into your awareness? And could you also welcome whatever sensations, sounds, pictures that arise within the energy of that feeling you're working with? And then, as best as you can, could you let it go? Would you let it go? And when? Again, this usually works in taking it off in layers. So we're going to go back to, can you welcome this feeling into your awareness? Could you also welcome whatever sensations, sound, and pictures that arise within the energy of that feeling you're working with? And then, as best as you can, could you let go of that feeling or situation? Would you let go? And when? We're going to do it a couple more times. Can you welcome this feeling into your awareness? And could you also welcome whatever sensation, sound, pictures that arise within the energy of that feeling you're working with? And then, as best you can, could you let go of this feeling or situation? Would you let go? And when? And so I should have mentioned before, but if you're having a hard time feeling a release and having a hard time actually getting out of your head, this is more of connecting with your feelings. And so if you're having a hard time getting out of your head, maybe that would be the issue that you would be working on. Just, welcoming the feeling of not being able to get out of your head, the situation. And so can you welcome this feeling into your awareness? And could you also welcome whatever sensations, sounds, and pictures that will arise within the energy of that feeling you're working with? And then, as best as you can, could you let go? Would you let go? And when? Okay, so if you've experienced any kind of relief or release, that's good. You know it works, and it's a great way to continue letting go of negative feelings, situations. And I'm going to tell you that these things aren't going to come back. We got a whole bunch of negative stuff within us, kind of a big ball of that. It has to be picked apart little by little, but whatever you release, you're releasing. It's not part of that big ball anymore. That big ball is going to get smaller and smaller. Okay? And so again, I apologize for not having the correct ratio, enough time to work with the method to be able to get people's feedback. And I just want to remind you, stressbusterradio.com. It's got a lot of great information. I also have a couple other websites, acceleratedhealingsolutions.com, which tells you more about the different methods that I use that I'll be showing you how to use. And there's one of my favorite methods, and I have brain spotting, specialist.com. Brain spotting is one of my favorites that I use. And so, got a specific website just for that. Okay. So, I am going to be here every second Tuesday, of the month, with a different method of the month, every month. And, hopefully, from now to then, to the next show, that those that are interested in this method are continue working with it and continue seeking out other information for it. And I'm a resource for that if you wish. And by getting in touch with me on any of my websites, I would love, Facebook. I have Stress Buster Radio with Dave Dodge. That's the address. And please give me your comments on how you feel about what happened today, what you learned today, what you experienced with the method. Please give me some feedback, what you like, what you don't like, what you want more of, maybe less of, all that kind of stuff. Okay? Going to be very important in continuing this. And I know it's only my first show, so it's going to take a while for this thing to get rolling. But I want to thank you all very much for joining, especially those who came live today. But if you are still going to join us later, it's the same. You can call me. You can get in touch with me. You can certainly come on Facebook and give me some feedback as to what your thoughts and feelings are about the show. Okay? A lot crammed in today, so I don't know if you'd want to take another. I have to listen to it myself to even know what kind of went on, kind of thing. I know some good stuff came out, but And there's a lot of good information. And it can change your life. And this method alone can change your life if you connect with it. The reason why I learned so many different methods is because not everybody connects with every method. So that's why we're going to continue every month giving you more and more methods. So eventually you're going to hook on something that you really like that's going to be able to help you big time. You can also look on my acceleratedhealingsolutions.com website. And I also give sessions over the phone, over Skype. I'm on the East Coast in Westchester County, New York. So if you're in the area, you certainly can drop in the office. But I do Skype sessions. I do sessions over the phone if you want to release your stress. Okay. So I'm getting the sign that I'm on the way out here. And again, I want to thank you all very much for being here. And please, if you connect with this method at all, just keep practicing on different feeling situations. Because the more you do, the more you're going to release, the better you're going to feel, the happier you're going to feel, the more confident you're going to be. All that is very true, and I'm here to testify, and I have a whole bunch of testimonials on my websites that also benefited greatly from the methods that I've learned and helped many, many people with. Okay? So until next time, thank you much for being here. And any questions, give me a buzz, give me an email, give me a shout out. Okay. And once again, thanks for being here. And everybody take care.
You've been listening to Stress Buster Radio with host Dave Dodge. We hope this hour has helped you gain some insight into how you can release your stress so you can be more relaxed and have more confidence, happiness, peace, emotional freedom, and success in your life. If you want to learn more about Dave and his private sessions to help you release your stress, visit acceleratedhealingsolutions.com. And tune in every second Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern for Stress Buster Radio on the Transformation Network.